Welcome to Out of the Noise. I am Priestess Lilly, a channeler, sacred heart healer, and space holder. My purpose is to create content that will help humanity rise through consciousness, through connection, and I do this by facilitating courageous conversations that will leave you activated alongside heart-centered leaders, wisdom keepers, and divine humans who are expanding into their authenticity and soul purpose. Together, we can stride to assist a higher level of consciousness and really help each other on our own spiritual journeys. Wow. Today, we're going to talk about intuition, as I believe it is always guiding us, showing us the way forward, but we just don't trust those intuitive nudges. We have learned to trust people outside of us to give us our own guidance. So today, I'm going to dive in deep to this sacred conversation and share some of my wisdom. But first, I invite you to join me collectively, opening sacred space to receive the channel messages and the wisdom that today will be brought forward. So just placing your hands on your heart, taking a deep breath in, and just becoming still with self, just taking this moment for you, solely you, as you breathe in and just ground more deeply into your body. Taking another deep breath in and allowing the world outside of you to fall away. Just coming more centered into soul, into the heartbeat of you. Taking another deep breath in. And I want you to envision a beautiful rose. And just taking note of what color it is that lies within the center of your heart. Taking note of the petals. And just starting to see it start to blossom as the petals unfold one by one. As it starts its beautiful blossoming and opening. And in the middle, you start to notice the most radiant light. This light is getting brighter and stronger. Within the center of the rose, this is your soul's heart. This unique light is solely yours. It's where the inner whispers of your soul speaks through guidance, breathing life into your body, into your journey ahead. Let this light lead and share its wisdom today as you connect deeper and deeper, transforming it into intuitive guidance within. Just taking another deep breath in and out. And when you're ready, in your own time, just coming back to the space where we can be together. I believe we're all intuitive beings. We've just forgotten how. And many of us may have been raised in ways that we have been disconnected from our own innate knowing, that own inner gift. I believe the more we use it, the more we are guided forward by it, the more clearer and clearer and clearer our journey becomes. But the thing is, We need to understand how our soul, intuition, speaks to us individually. That's when we can learn to trust, to really lean in, to really feel. I know through my own experience how my intuition talks to me. And I think it's the same as how it speaks to everyone. It speaks to us through our senses in our body. Like an energetic being is what our body is, and we are continually receiving information. Many of us have learned how to tune into it, while others have learned to fear it. And that's okay, because you can change it by building yourself and learning and feeling into yourself at a deeper context and trusting. There are ways that our body receives the soul guidance through our senses. And I'm going to talk about that today. Clairsentient is a physical ability to perceive or feel information beyond your own human senses. There's normally 6, but there is actually some more. But I'm just going to talk about the main 6. Clairseeing. Clairvoyancy is this is what this is called. The ability to receive intuitive information through visual images or mental pictures. So this is when we receive information through our third eye, which is in the center of our eyebrows, our forehead. We receive information like a little video screen movie that's going, but no one else can see it because it's actually within our third eye, but where our eyes are still physically seeing in the world. Clear hearing. The ability to receive information that goes beyond the normal hearing realm of the ear. This may involve hearing voices, sounds, or messages. So you could be in a room and someone is speaking to you, or a song plays in your head, or you can hear something else that is happening in another realm. I'll never forget my first time when I heard something else happening and heard something else happening in another realm. I was actually working at a supermarket, New World in Timaru, many, many, many years ago. And I could hear things crashing and a guy speaking that wasn't at the checkout. And it was like the whole other realm was crumbling, crashing down. There was a war going on. And I actually went, fuck. Like I jumped out of my skin. And then I had to calm my nerves to realize that no one else around me was hearing what I was hearing. It was actually another realm that I tuned into. Yeah, I'm a bit weird, I know. Clear knowing. The ability to acquire information or knowledge without any apparent source. This is intuitive knowing that doesn't have any logic. You just know. It's the gut feeling, like you just know, and no one can talk you out of it. So I have this very, very strongly, and it is always hard for people, my loved ones, to receive some of the stuff that comes through me. Have they got better in trusting my ability? Yes, in some ways. But everyone is on their own individual journey. But my clear knowing, when I get some guidance, it's just I never, ever, ever question it now. I don't always like what I'm being told or shown or feeling, but I just, sometimes it's the shadow that I actually have to work through because it's the conditioning around the knowing that's blocking me. Clear smelling. This is ability to smell things or your senses beyond the physical realm. This is when you walk into a room and you can smell smoke or earth Oh, yeah, earth moving. That's one of mine. Perfume. That is clear smelling. Smoke. When I was in Byron Bay last year with Marie Eddings, my girlfriend, we were staying there, and every time we drove down her road, I would smell smoke really, really strongly. And I said to Marie one night, I feel like this whole area is just going to be burnt to the ground. 2 weeks later, where she lived, they had massive fires, and she ended up having to leave her home and got evacuated, and everything was burnt. So I sometimes get it before it actually happens, or it's a warning. And I now just speak it to, if it's people that I trust and I know that they have the ability to receive the information, I'll just speak it, because not everyone has the ability to receive. And I learned that lesson. Woo! Did I learn that lesson loud and clear? 3 years ago. Clear tasting, the ability to taste beyond the physical contact with the source. Okay, so this comes to me as a real interesting. When I first received clear tasting, I was working at Odyssey House, which is a youth and alcohol rehab, and this came to me as a real interesting sense. Obviously I drink. Totally. So when I'm doing readings, sometimes I can wake up tasting alcohol in my mouth, and I haven't drunk. It's that dry horror. You can taste it, like that, yucky feeling. I'm sure everyone's had it before. That's when I know that what I'm feeling is normally someone that I'm about to do a reading for either drinks, or they've got an alcoholic parent that might have passed over, or a loved one. To do with when I first ever experienced it, it was at Odyssey House. So Odyssey House is a drug and alcohol rehab for youth. I used to smell marijuana, and there would be no marijuana in the house. But I'd get it as a real strong smell around marijuana. One of my first ever out the gate experiences was, I remember one day in a session with a beautiful client, and all of a sudden I could feel my mouth, like there was a liquid film around my mouth. And it was just something really peculiar and unexplainable. And I said to the client, I said actually to the person, oh my God, I've got this. What have you had? Like there's something going on. Like I can taste something. I now, through that conversation, and what now, now I know, I now know what the vibration of pee feels like. I now know what the vibration of cocaine feels like in your body. I now know what the vibration of marijuana feels like. All of that through working at Odyssey House. I haven't personally experienced what that is, those drugs or substances in my lifetime, but I know what they feel like on my body when I'm a channel, when I'm a vessel. And that is a really interesting, that for me was when I was deep trying to avoid my gift in my 20s, really trying to avoid my gift in my 20s. But it was just coming in thick and fast. And I learned during my time at Odyssey that my gift actually was the thing that kept me safe. And for so long, that was the only way I used my gift, was to keep me safe in certain situations. And so I learned not to fear it. I learned to embrace it. Don't know why I shared that. It just felt like I needed to. Clear touching, the ability to receive the information about a person or an event by touching an object associated with them. So this is, I sometimes do readings like this. Sometimes I don't. It just matters. It depends whether I feel called to. When people pass me over a piece of jewelry or a book or something where they really want to connect with a loved one, this comes through for me really, really strongly. So that is when you start to feel the energy or the presence of the actual what of the object. So personally, I have had all of these going on at certain times. Some of my some of them are more stronger than the other. And for like one whole 6 months, I might just be working with clear knowing and clear tasting. It really depends on, for me, the cyclic nature of where what I'm journeying through. I know right now many people's emotions are so heightened that their bodies are really giving them information continually, but we're ignoring it. So the thing is, if you want your information to be clear, you really need to become grounded. If you want your intuition if you want to work with your intuition, you need to learn how to ground first. Can't stress that enough. So now that you know how our intuition communicates with us through our soul, through our body senses, what do we do now? I know right now that we're being asked to awaken in ways that we've never had to awaken before. And everyone's energy fields are sensitive, hyper aware, and because we're attuning more into our spiritual bodies. We have so learned to be blocked by fear. And many of us right now are learning through our body senses that we've been lied to. And our senses, the more that you attune into your intuition and your senses, the more that you'll find truth. I can't express that enough. The more that you will find the truth. By blocking what you feel will only cause more heartache in the long run. I see this daily in readings that I do. And I say to so many of my clients, you're being guided by your intuition. And when you open the door, you'll be invited to come home to yourself. You'll be guided back home. There are so many times that I didn't want to follow my intuition or my own guidance. And it's given me guidance of things that I really do not want to do. And I've done the polar opposite. But I've had to learn, and I've learned some pretty shitty, gnarly lessons that have actually really cost me dearly. Our intuition is always giving our body, our vessel, information. It's always giving us feedback. It is us that chooses not to see. It is us that actually makes the choices. We're normally making choices under the patriarchal lens, the system, or the beliefs outside of us that fucks us up on the way through. The more that you can trust your intuition and lean into it, the more that you'll be able to disentangle yourself and step into a way of becoming free. So many people right now are living so out of alignment with their intuition, and their body en masse is giving them feedback. So what the hell do you do? Listen. Start to become still, still with self, still in nature. Learn to ground. When you're one with self and you really listen to what you're feeling, it's the best way to understand your intuition. First, you need to work out, how is it talking to you? And then ask the questions from there. Discern the feeling of fear. Start playing with your knowing. Be guided by it. When you learn to master it, that is when we can open ourselves up to a whole new world within. You can learn to discern the bullshit from the truth. Be guided to make bold decisions and jump off the cliff, knowing that you're going to be all right and you will be held in the divine. And stop fear controlling your whole body, your whole existence, your whole fucking world. It's hard, but it's if you want freedom in a world right now that we are being suffocated and not to receive freedom, awaken your intuition. Listen to your body. Listen to your senses. So, sacred inquiry. Here's a beautiful journaling question you can just sit with after this beautiful podcast. How is my intuition trying to communicate with me? In what ways is she communicating through my body senses that I'm not seeing? When you unlock that mystery, you'll unlock a whole world of magic. Have a phenomenal day. Sending you so much love and light. And if you like my podcast, please hit the like button, rate it. You can follow me on Priestess Lilly through Facebook or Instagram. And my website is www.priestesslily.com. Have a phenomenal day, people. And I will see you in a couple of weeks.